In this video, I'm going to walk you through one of my favorite stretches for the piriformis, the external rotators. It is called the dynamic pigeon pose. If you want to know how to do it, stay tuned. Dynamic pigeon pose is one of my favorites to stretch out the piriformis, the hips, but because it's dynamic and we need to move during it, we're going to need a slider for this. I got this slider at my local sporting goods store. I think I got like at a Dick's Sporting Goods, but you can find them anywhere. You can find them online. I'll link a few in the description that I've used in the past. But if you don't have one or you don't want to spend the money on one, you can use a paper towel if you're on carpet. You could use a towel if you're on hardwood floor. Basically anything to help make your foot slide. So let's go over the dynamic pigeon pose. Oh, you don't know what the regular pigeon pose is? All right, we'll run through that real quick first. So we'll start off in a push-up position, and then we'll bring one leg up, and then this is a pigeon pose. You probably commonly see this done in like yoga classes. You can also come down onto your forearm. So that's the pigeon pose. The more your shin is up this way, more kind of in line it is with your upper body, the bigger stretch on your piriformis and your hip rotators. If you're a little bit tighter, you might slide in. I'm not the most flexible person. I'm mobile enough, but I'm gonna keep it here for today. So that is the pigeon pose. You should feel a good stretch right on this opposite hip over here. And then this back leg is fairly straight. And we get actually a good stretch on this hip flexor over here. So if we want to do the dynamic pigeon, we're going to get back into this position, but this is where the slider comes into play. You're going to put that slider right on the back part of your foot, or sorry, not the back part of your foot, but on your back foot on top of it. So let's get back into the pigeon pose. And I kind of like this here because we can kind of play around with the stretch and how intense the stretch is. So right now, if we're in this position like we normally would be, I feel a pretty good stretch, but let's say if we want to intensify it, this is a really good way to gently get into a bigger stretch by just pushing ourselves back. I love this one. And then you can bring it back here, relax that hip a little bit, and then you can sink back maybe a little bit further if you felt a little bit looser this time. That's one way to do the dynamic pigeon, but then we can kick it up a notch. We can add some strength into this movement. So instead of just pushing our foot back, I want you to bring yourself back, if that makes sense. I'll show it to you instead. So we're in that pigeon pose position here. We're shifting back. Ooh, really good stretch on this hip. And now what I want you to do is push this leg into the ground and push your hips forward. And now we're adding some strength into the hips. So sink yourself back, feel the stretch. Got a good stretch there. And now I'm gonna push my shin, my knee, my ankle into the ground, squeeze the butt, and come on back up. So you can do that here, supported, back up. If you're feeling really good, arms off, bring it back, stretch, and then come up. And then back, and back up. That last one will make your butt really sore the next day. And that is the dynamic pigeon. We ran through just a quick overview of just the normal pigeon pose, going into a slight stretch with the slider, and then using a little active motion, using your strength in your hips to bring you up. So we get a little bit of a hybrid. We get the stretch and then we strengthen. You can't beat that. Not at all. You cannot beat that at all. So if you like this stretch, make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment below. Let me know what you want to see in the future. And then also don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next time.